Richmond TV presents This Week in Richmond.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Richmond for March 1st. I'm your host, Jason Robbins. In this show, we'll be letting you know what's happening in Richmond from March 1st through March 14th. In today's episode, we'll also be joined by the Richmond Community Theater to talk about their upcoming performance. First up is Parks and Recreation. Beginner's yoga class at the Recreation Center will be on March 4th, 6th, 11th, and 14th at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is an $8 drop-in per person, or you can purchase a 6-class punch card for $40. Call the Parks and Recreation Department at 586-727-3064 to register. A reminder that you will need to bring your own yoga mat. We have hall walking at Lee Elementary. Please park in the north parking lot between the doors 30 and 31. All walkers must complete a simple registration, including emergency contact information and a waiver to participate. Open for those ages 10 and older. Children must be accompanied by an adult. It'll take place on March 5th, 6th, 13th, and 14th starting at 6 p.m. and going until 8 p.m. Drop-in fee is $1, or you can get a punch card for $12, which gets you 15 punches. Star Puppy Level 1 dog training will be happening on March 5th and 12th from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30. Dream Dog Training will be holding classes that are for dogs 12 weeks to 1 year old. Exceptions to the age requirement can be made with prior approval. Along with beginner obedience exercises, class will include the AKC Star Puppy certification upon completion of the course. Please call, email, or text enrollment forms to owner and instructor Gail Bach at 586-413-6090. And you could also email Gail at gailbach@att.net. For details, cost of the class is $160. Next up, we have the Roosevelt Civic Auditorium Report. Adult Open Gym will be on March 1st and 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. and is $4 to visit. Youth Open Gym is on March 3rd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. This week we'll also have Half-Day Youth Open Gym on March 6th, 7th, and 8th after school to 3 p.m. Cost is $3 to visit. Pickleball will be set up on March 3rd, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 13th, and 14th at 9 a.m. until noon. The cost to use the pickleball court is $4 per visit. Wednesdays at the Odd will continue on March 13th for 4th grade students and up. This event goes from after school until 5:30 p.m. and includes open gym, homework help, arts and crafts, and snacks provided by Macomb Family Services. Fee for this event is $3, and all students must sign in at the front desk. And for the Lois Wagner Memorial Library, senior exercise will be at the library on March 4th, 6th, 11th, and 13th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. No cost or registration required. The exercise is at your own pace with an instructor to help you to guide with the activity. Call the Lois Wagner Memorial Library for more information. Hooks and Needles will be on March 12th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Lois Wagner Memorial Library meeting room. For details, call the library at 586-727-2665. Now is the upcoming local board meetings. City Council will be held on March 4th at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers at City Hall. The first 2024 board review meeting will be in the City Council chambers on March 12th and also on the 14th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., then 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. both days. Cable Commission will be meeting on the 12th also, but in the community room off the main lobby at 6:30 p.m. Planning Commission will be on Thursday, March 14th at 7 p.m. The Richmond Community Theater will be having their performance of The Play That Goes Wrong on March 1st through the 3rd and the 8th through the 10th. Adults are $20, students and seniors 65 plus are $15, and kids 7 and under are $5. For tickets and showtimes, you can call 586-727-9518 or go to their website, richmondtheater.com. They'll be joining us later, so stay tuned for that. And on your radar is the Richmond Parks and Recreation's Easter Egg Scramble on Saturday, March 23rd. The event begins at 10:30 sharp for age groups 4 years, 5 to 6 years, and 7 to 10 years. Please bring your own basket, and the Easter Bunny will be taking pictures with kids to purchase after the scramble. We'll be right back to talk with Richmond Community Theater about their upcoming performance of The Play That Goes Wrong. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to This Week in Richmond. Today's guest is Karen Schoof from the Richmond Community Theater, director of The Play That Goes Wrong. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So when is the show?
The show opens up tomorrow, March 1st, and it goes for the entire weekend, and then it also goes the following weekend as well.
So Saturday night performances?
So we have a Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m., and then Sundays are at 2 p.m.
All right.
Yeah.
So where is the play being held?
The play is going to be held at Richmond Community Theater in Richmond, and we've been there for a really long time.
Now that's out over by Park Street?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And then so The Play That Goes Wrong. What is the plot for this one?
The plot for this play is there's a drama society called Cornley Drama Society, and they put on a classic whodunit, The Murder at Haversham Manor.
Okay.
And as the play starts, right from the get-go, anything and everything that can go wrong will go wrong with this play.
So I can, having an entertainment background, I know that the supreme rule of when something goes wrong is that you ignore it and keep going. How difficult is that for this type of show?
Really hard because its props are being picked up wrong. The set's falling apart. Actors are supposed to be drinking scotch, and it kind of turns into maybe rubbing alcohol. So anything, it's if it were a normal play, it's almost like the director, the actor, the stage crew's worst nightmare for a play.
Just that everything that can go wrong
does go wrong. Yes.
How do you play that off? Because obviously, in this situation, it's things aren't going wrong. But how do you play that off? Like, oh, this wasn't supposed to happen when it totally was supposed to happen.
So the awesome thing about the show is that the actors that were cast have such a precise comedic talent that they still act like they're putting on The Murder at Haversham Manor, and they just adjust to all the things going wrong. And they still try to keep their composure and act like nothing's going wrong. So it's even funnier.
Is this your first time directing?
It's not. I have been with Richmond Community Theater since 2005. I lost track of how many times I've directed. I've been on the stage a couple times, but I kind of prefer directing. And then I also have a theater degree. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about directing then?
Man, there's just so many things. It's very exciting to read a play and come up with my own vision for that show and try not to do what everybody else is doing with that show. And then just working with talented people and helping them mold and sculpt their character and just put on a great performance. It gives you an adrenaline rush.
So, what made you or the theater pick this play?
Because it's so funny. It's so funny. I remember reading the play at work on my break and laughing out loud. And I had coworkers coming over like, what are you reading? It was nonstop. I mean, from the beginning of the play, I was laughing. And I know it sounds silly, but we've been rehearsing this show so much, I'm still laughing. Even though I've seen them go through these scenes multiple times, it's still funny. And the beauty of live performance is that, the actors have it down, but every time they do it, they just change it and tweak it a little bit, and it just gets better and better.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, the energy that you're getting from the audience too
yes.
amplifies everything that's going on
100%.
stage. Especially if you have a comedy and they're laughing whenever you're hitting your mark.
Yes.
You know, that's pretty good. What can you tell us about the show that makes it different from most plays?
The fact that the audience is going to see that everything goes wrong. Normally when you go to a performance, you're going to see a flawless performance. You won't probably notice that anything has gone wrong. With this one, it will be extremely easy to see what goes wrong, which just makes it more funny.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you pull off the effects, though, that go into that?
It's been an exciting challenge, I'll say that. There's been a lot of research for each effect because out of all of the performances or shows that I've directed, this one is probably the most tech-heavy effect.
Right.
So I've done a lot of research trying to, like, how did this person pull off this trick, and just kind of checking to see what we can make work for our space, because it is kind of like a unique stage. But it's been trial and error.
Yeah, 'cause I imagine there it's probably hard to make a trap door and stuff.
Yeah, or a platform fall.
Right.
Yeah, or some pyrotechnics. Yeah, it's been difficult for sure, but super exciting.
Right. So how much are tickets to the show?
So for adult tickets, it's $20, and then for senior and students, it's $15, and then children 7 and under are $5.
And how can you purchase those tickets?
You can go online, purchase your tickets online, or you can take a gamble. If it hasn't sold out, come to the door and purchase them, or there's a phone call.
Which I would recommend that you don't wait. And
Don't wait.
To get them at the box office, make sure you get them online. I've been to so many of the plays, and they're sold out the weekend before.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's easier to just purchase online, and then you know you have it.
Exactly. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, actually, we still have a few shows left in our season. The next show that we have is The Wedding Singer, the musical The Wedding Singer. So if you're familiar with the Adam Sandler movie, it's pretty close to that. Auditions for that are March 4th and 5th, so Monday and Tuesday. And then we have a show called The Hollow Oak Tree, and that's actually written by one of our board members. So he's written and directed it, which is pretty exciting. And then we also have our children's program.
Okay.
We did announce our season for the next season, which is our 59th season. We are doing The Drowsy Chaperone, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
And then we'll also have our fundraiser Christmas show. We're hoping to have it at the Odd this year. Again,
Okay.
it went really well last year, and it's such a beautiful space. And then we'll do a night of one acts, Little Shop of Horrors, 2 on the aisle, 3 in the van, and then our children's program that just is so wonderful for kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you very much for joining us
thanks
and
for
for coming
having
on
us.
to the show. You can go to www.richmondtheater.com or call 586-727-9518 for tickets and more information. You can view this and any other program on our YouTube channel, Richmond TV 12, and you can view us on Xfinity Channel 6. And thank you for joining us for this week's episode of This Week in Richmond.